What's up, everybody? I'm Ryan Teljanik, and in this week's Top 7, we're talking about the games that will absolutely test your friendships. I mean, we're talking about games that take social interaction and turn them into genuinely unenjoyable experiences. The games that would make on-the-couch multiplayer somehow less appealing than getting a face full of 14-year-old farts. The games that turn your friends into unlikable assholes. Starting with your number 7.
A zombie apocalypse is all about trust, but it's also about betraying that trust. That Left 4 Dead really gets that right. If I had a gun, my friend had a gun, we were surrounded by zombies, and then we came across a bunch of medical supplies that would either last 2 weeks between the two of us, or 1 month for me, I'm just saying he better not turn his back, that's all.
So I'm the Rambo of the group, and everybody always hates me for it. I like to go out on my own, kill zombies, think I'm hot stuff, and then a hunter jumps on me and I'm just dead. I'm useless to the team. It's great.
Under normal circumstances, Left 4 Dead 2 is a really fun co-op shooter. You're just hanging out with a bunch of buddies, mowing down hordes of zombies, and, you know, trying to survive. But play long enough, and then your friend's true soullessness will emerge. We're talking like, you know, how many times have you been just inches from the safety room only to, you know, go down at the last second and then your buddies bail and then close the door right behind you, leaving you to die. For a game so built around co-op play, Left 4 Dead 2 sure turns your friends into a bunch of jerks.
I don't know who the hell's been playing StarCraft on the N64, but it's probably the worst way to play this game because of the whole split screen thing. And any other split screen game just had this problem of like people looking and screen looking and being douchebags. I hated playing with screen lookers, they suck.
Screen looking is bad enough in GoldenEye or Mario Kart, but when those have like momentary plans that like take 5 seconds and your friends might miss it. This takes like 10 minutes of building up and your friend sees exactly what you're doing. Like, you can't trust them not to look.
Really, any split screen's kind of a bad idea. I know it's the only way it used to be able to work, but I was one of those cheaters. I constantly looked at my friend's screen because it's right there. You just have to be devious and use it because you have to win.
You have this really crappy control scheme for a real-time strategy game, a game that's already complex enough on PC, and then you add in split-screen multiplayer to the mix. Suddenly, you and your friend are trying to compete against each other to take out each other's bases, but you know exactly where your buddy is and what he's got in his army marching down to your base. And you know, this kind of applies to any split-screen multiplayer game where screen looking is a problem, but especially obnoxious in StarCraft 64.
You know, I can't even blame people for betraying their friends when playing Mario Kart because they're made to be as mean to the person in first as possible. Like, Nintendo has basically said that they want this to be so friendly to other people that even if you're in last place, maybe you got a chance.
Apparently, Nintendo just wanted to make it so that skill level didn't really apply, which can be completely infuriating when you actually have the skill to pull it off and your friends are just big jerks who can't play it at all and take advantage of that stupid blue shell.
Everybody talks about how much they hate the blue shell in Mario Kart, but basically every item in Mario Kart sucks balls. Can I even say that right now? But like, as soon as you get hit by anything, you're just gonna crash, then you'll get hit by someone else's crap, then you'll get hit by a blue shell if you manage to catch up. It's just totally hopeless.
Mario Kart more than earns its place on our list of the games that will test your friendships. Why? A little thing called the blue shell. First of all of Mario Kart's items for the most part are perfect for trolling your friends. But you know, after you spent 3 minutes in first place and you're on the final stretch with the finish line in sight and you get hit with that goddamn thing out of nowhere, there's nothing more frustrating than getting smoked by the blue shell.
So whoever thought that anyone would cooperate when it's just one person playing and the other person structuring the environment to help them. Who thought that was a good idea?
You know, Nintendo wants these games to be constructive, but the way the gamepad's implemented is totally the opposite. You can touch on the gamepad to add all these platforms as seemingly because they would send somebody to this area they were having trouble getting to, but really they're just there to get in the way of somebody jumping towards the flagpole and just like slam, dead.
New Super Mario Brothers co-op was just kind of a disaster because if anybody wanted to troll you just like a little bit, you could just run into people and push them off into a pit, jump on the top of their head when they're over a pit, and they're just dead. This is the worst troll game ever.
New Super Mario Bros. U gives you more tools for trolling than any other cooperative 2D platforming. Why? Because whoever's playing with the gamepad in multiplayer can just freaking tap on the screen and make blocks or make them disappear. So at any time, you could just tap it and drop it from underneath their feet or make one appear right above their heads as they're jumping, and so that they fall to their inevitable deaths. Thanks, Nintendo.
I played so many co-op brawlers with my brother back in the day, and the point of them was to steal everything he could have taken. When we're playing Guardian Heroes, there's only so much money lying around. I want that. If I see a giant roasted chicken on the ground, I'm just going to assume I'm more hurt than my little brother and just take it and apologize later.
True friends know how to coordinate when food drops in a beat 'em up. It's only common courtesy.
I used to play Double Dragon with my cousins, and anytime you would pass the same line, somebody would just be punching me in the back of the head.
Any 2D brawler with friendly fire. Oh my god, what a bitch. When you are accidentally beating up your friends, when you're trying to beat up that dude with the mohawk, and then when you have just a tiny little smidgen of life left, your friend kicks open a trash can and eats the last goddamn turkey before you can even touch it. Come on.
So Portal 2 Co-op is one of those games where if you don't completely trust your friend or relative or whoever the hell you're playing with, it's not going to work at all. You have to be super coordinated. Like, you have to be coordinated in single player to get through this stuff, and with another player, it's just hopeless.
10 minutes to plot out a solution to a puzzle. 1 second to ruin it all just because you want to see your friend die.
You can't play with an idiot on your team who will just shoot the portal onto wherever or need you to tell them where to do it. Like, it's really only for pros. And you have to then trust those pros to actually shoot the corresponding portal in the right place and not over a fiery pit of death.
In most multiplayer games, as long as one of the players is pretty good, you can carry your buddies through the entire game. In Portal 2, however, victory hinges on a very specific series of timed inputs shared between two people, and if just one of you are messing it up over and over, you're getting nowhere, making it one of the most frustrating co-op games to play.
I have actually ruined friendships over Mario Party just for not explaining things, by just viciously beating people, by stealing things from people. There have been long bouts of the silent treatment over this game.
So the problem with Mario Party is when you're winning, you need to be able to win. Like, if you're way out ahead of everybody else, a roll of the dice shouldn't cause you to lose the entire game just straight out of plain luck. It's crazy. That's why people hate, but also somehow love to play Mario Party.
I think Mario Party was only made to torture friends. It is only meant to destroy friendships, not unlike Monopoly, I'd have to say. Collecting stars, getting coins, none of it matters in the end, because the game favors the person in last. It's like Mario Kart to the extreme.
How many times has your buddy just happened upon a nearby star? Or how many times have you been ahead of everybody by a lot only for a freaking slot machine to take everything you have and just give it to somebody else? Mario Party can go screw itself. While it may be true that friends that slay together stay together, some multiplayer games were purely engineered for the sole purpose of making you hate each other. That's it for this week's Top 7. Be sure to check back every week for a new episode, and we'll see you there.